Hey, all right, all right, all right. You're listening to the Dead Man's Tome podcast. And your host, Mr. Deadman, also SK and Tammy G. How's it going? How you guys doing?
Is it midnight yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm good.
Because it
I
feels like
found
midnight.
like $200 worth of Victoria's Secret gift cards. I'm happy.
Get me something nice this time.
I got myself something very nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
But
Sexy.
I don't know if that translates into SK getting something nice unless there's something
Well,
else.
it depends how you look at it.
So you... okay. Wait. All right. I don't know if I want to dig into that. I don't know if I want to. I don't know.
No, it's our little secret.
Okay, secrets. Just when you go over there, do you turn into a total asshole like Ryan Reynolds? Because
Well, there might be a element of possession, but it's not demonology or demonic.
okay,
It's
who's being possessed, Tammy or SK?
whose turn is it?
I don't know. I don't know if you get a turn because Tammy, her ass is haunted. So I think SK gets possessed. You bring out the strap-ons, Tammy?
What?
Did you break out the strap-ons? Is that what's going on here?
No, that's your thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
good. You got to save that for
Don't
me.
go projecting here to Jesse.
Hey, once you try it, you don't go back. Okay, wait. You know this degenerate stuff. Okay, let's focus. Amityville Horror, man. Amityville Horror. Not the original.
2005 edition.
2005.
Just for clarity.
Yes. The Ryan Reynolds
Can we
version.
just take a moment for Ryan's abs? I mean,
Oh, yeah, let me put that on the screen.
Stop.
Not his guns.
his
Oh, God, he has...
everything. I mean, his body in that movie was phenomenal. Like, I think that's the only reason I kept watching it.
I thought his beard was kind of sloppy.
I didn't like his face, but I loved his body in that movie.
Yeah, his beard was sloppy.
Yeah,
his body
I'm
was
not a
great.
beard fan, but he, yeah, I mean, his acting was disappointing to say the least. But
Well, how do you act? Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that a little bit. I wanna. Okay, but yeah, great body.
Yeah,
great abs.
this was obviously before his freehold acting classes.
yeah.
I mean, I've always been a fan of him, but I don't know. I think that kind of role for him just isn't. I think he's better in the comedy action type stuff. And
Yeah, I was just curious about that. Was this one of his early attempts to break out of comedy?
Think so.
maybe because he hasn't done very many horror, right?
Right.
Maybe
right.
one other one.
I can't
Scrolling.
I'm
think of
gonna go
another
check out right now what he's done, but I think
The best part of
I
his...
think the other horror he did was kind of comedy too, though.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, this was he had a part in Blade Trinity for who knew that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
his
yeah,
abs
that's
were
right.
really good in that movie too.
Yeah.
Number.
But that was still his kind of two guys character, right?
Right.
Just in an action fantasy movie.
The Voices was supposed to be scary, but I think that was more comedy scary, not like horror.
Yeah.
Oh, we talking about the voice of the demon in the house?
No. It's a movie called The Voices.
Oh, the voices. Okay. All right.
So this was his heaviest role to date at the time
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean,
yeah.
just a couple of movies before was Harold and Kumar.
That's true.
Okay, so it's hard for him to get into this role. I think if we're going to talk about his acting, I think like the beginning parts of the film not so bad for his acting wise because he's just, but like when he's interacting with the kids in a positive way, or even when he was being kind of freaky, like telling the kid to put his hands on the log. That was scary. I was like, oh shit. God damn, he's playing a fucking demented guy pretty well.
I mean, who hasn't done that?
Right?
No, I mean,
But
the neighborhood I grew up in, we had kids lose fingers like that. Not from their dads, but
Right.
from the other kids.
right.
Here, hold this walnut while I cut it open with a hatchet.
Right. But it wasn't your dad being like, or your
No.
stepdad, better keep your hands on the logs, son. We're friends here,
nothing
right?
like that.
We're
It was
friends.
just kids, being stupid kids.
So his acting was bad in this movie. Don't get me wrong there. I'm definitely with you guys there. But there are parts where it's like, well, there was something there. There's an A for effort there, kind of. But then it was like, it's like when he goes to the house, he's like, what, possessed? To where he's not even him anymore. Actually, before you get to that, I guess what is this movie for those who don't know? Like what is? How would you describe this movie?
This movie is based, and it says at the beginning, based on real events. So the DeFeo family, God, let me pull this up because we're going to want some factoids on this.
Right. I agree. Factoids.
So this was in New York. We did a show on Real Monsters about the Amityville murders. The DeFeo family that was murdered by the son at night in their beds by a rifle. Nobody heard anything. Well, that was kind of weird because it was a substantial caliber rifle.
Yeah, that's the part I don't understand. Like how he was able to successfully murder the entire family
without waking anybody up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And without any neighbors hearing.
And they were all face down in their beds.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't stir at all. That is very weird.
No.
But it
yeah.
happened.
So there's legitimate mysteries around these murders,
Mm-hmm.
and some substantial unanswered questions.
Right.
Then the house was actually bought later by the
Lutz.
the Lutz family,
Mm-hmm.
and they made a big stink out of the house being haunted.
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't pay their mortgage, right? So that's when they were trying to get out of the mortgage. That's what people say, at least. I am friends with one of the sons on Facebook, actually.
Yeah, and so they made the claims of it being haunted by the murdered family, and all these claims about weird shit happening in the house, and then they ran away, and then it actually took on a life of its own, those claims. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know how much money they've ever made off of the stories, except I think they wrote a book. They might have written a book.
Now, I know that I believe it was the mother who did a lie detector test, and she had supposedly passed that.
Yeah, but this test can be fake.
Yeah.
I guess if you believe.
Right. So
that's
a key element of a lie detector test is if you believe the story you're telling, it's going to show up as being truthful.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so
whether
that's the
it's
backstory.
a fact.
That's
the
substance
backstory
for this. And that part, which I'll say in the beginning part of the film, I thought the way they covered that was kind of cool. They showed that, the murders, and they kind of had like snippets of the newspaper and all that. I thought that was kind of cool. What do y'all think of that?
I mean, I don't think the movie was like horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think what turned me off was Ryan's acting was shit. But
oh yeah,
I liked her. I liked her role in the movie. I did the mother. I think she did a pretty good job.
Melissa George. Yeah. Very, Very hot.
Australian
very attractive.
actress.
Yes.
I mean, I enjoyed her role.
I enjoyed her role too. I did.
The daughter I wanted to slap.
And that's not just nobody either. That daughter became that's the same girl that's in Zombieland? No. Chloe Moretz?
She's not in Zombieland, is she?
Is she?
No.
Is that
Hold
that's the
on.
same one? Is that the same chick?
No.
I could have
No.
Is that not the same one?
No.
Or it just looks like her? Okay.
No.
No, okay. I get them confused. I get them
But
confused.
she is.
In
She does
Kick-Ass.
look familiar.
She's a Kick-Ass. That's okay.
Oh yeah.
That girl, that little girl. God damn it. Okay, that girl's cool. She's in some
But
pretty
she annoyed
badass
us.
stuff.
Can we talk about the babysitter for a minute too?
Oh, okay, okay. Wait, yeah. Let's talk about the babysitter.
I mean, I know you think she's hot, but let's like move past that. Like,
No. We're gonna get into that. I'll tell you why. We're gonna tell you. This movie is fan service. When I mean by fan service, it's like the plot is so thin, the story is pretty much nothing, but what's selling it is Ryan Reynolds' abs, and because for some reason Melissa George would do a nude scene, they got the babysitter to do kind of sort of close, wear nothing at all, practically, kind of sort of.
What was the babysitter's name?
I don't even remember. That's her on the screen.
Oh, by the way, the girl that played the daughter, she was in Let Me In, the 2010 version.
The U.S. version.
Yeah, she was in the remake of Carrie.
Oh, that's
She
cool.
was Carrie.
So she's keeping busy with horror movies.
Yeah.
She was a voice in the Addams Family. So yeah, the new animated one. She's on actually quite a lot. I knew she looks familiar. Okay, anyway, back to the Hobag babysitter.
Yeah, this is the babysitter. What were you gonna say about her?
Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't like her telling the story to the kids the way she did. Like, she got what she deserved in that closet for damn sure. She was a bitch.
Yeah, she was a total bitch.
But,
and there's so many things wrong with the babysitter too. Like you said, the way she tells the story, and also if a babysitter arrives at your house, SK, just like this, would you trust her to watch your son? Like,
I wouldn't trust her to watch me.
Right?
well,
Right?
that's just it. I mean, like, she's like, oh, what are you sticking her tongue out and shit? And she's like, oh, do you French? Like,
Yeah,
really?
that was pretty pedo.
Yeah, yeah. She's a creep.
She was
Yeah,
a creep.
I mean, because there's it's not just that the boy's like, what did he say? He was 12, right?
Mhm.
And she's like 17, 18, something like that. So that's a substantial age difference.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
it
that was
sounded
gross.
like she was inviting him to kiss her, right?
Right. And little
Right.
Billy was all like, what? I don't.
And she had to have been at least that old because she was the babysitter for the DeFeo's family.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And they died how many years before they moved in?
It was
I don't know
1
what
year
the
before.
timeframe was.
The timeline
just a
was
year?
1 year. 1 year. And
In the movie, at least in the movie, it was a year.
which
Okay.
also has problems with it because wait, that's not enough time to really pass. I don't think it seems
Right.
so fresh. Like, you guys haven't caught wind of this? Like, what? Like, that's weird.
And in my opinion, like, a house that had a horrific murder like that, I feel should be like condemned or something. Like, an entire family murdered in a home. I just think like that's just bad juju to like have people live in that house after that. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I
And
agree.
yet, there are plenty of people on Facebook who would pay extra for that.
Oh yeah, of course. If you market
Yeah,
this
which
right.
is fucking stupid. But yeah, I don't know. Just like all these like super haunted buildings that are like known to be haunted, they turn into like old people like home type apartments and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I just fuck that. Anyway, that's off subject. So moving on.
By the way, the outfit that she was wearing for babysitting was not completely, out of line for the day.
That time frame, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that top was a little. Maybe if she was going out with her girlfriends, but to go babysit.
Right.
Right. And it wasn't even summer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. She was just a hoe.
Right. If you're gonna be babysitting little kids dressed like this, sticking your tongue out like that, you're not just a hoe. You're a pedo hoe. Like what's going on there? That's
Right.
That's horrible. Horrible. She probably gets off on that stuff. Maybe that's her thing. You know what?
Yeah, and why is it only bad for men? Like, it should be equally as bad for a woman to do
Absolutely.
something
I
like that.
totally agree. And wait, maybe there's more to that story though. Maybe there's more to the reason why she's doing this other than just to appease the male viewers. Because that's the first time when I saw this, I was like, wait, fan service because of Ryan Reynolds, and also the men get to see this. But when she was messing with the little girl in the closet, or messing with the girl's closet, the dead girl didn't really like her, right? Like it's
Right.
like they had
Right.
Why was that? Was she?
Well, she was their babysitter, right?
Yeah, but
Because she was probably a piece of shit.
yeah, piece of
Right.
shit to them. What did she do to
And I
them?
think that was like a new part in this movie too. Like, I don't think that there was a babysitter scene in the original, but
No.
so I don't know about that backstory on that. But
Oh,
yeah, no,
I
it's
c-
What
creeper.
was the point of all of that?
Yeah,
You could have cut out the babysitter
Mhm.
scenes entirely, and nobody would know the difference.
right.
exactly.
I agree.
But I
agree.
guess the way they introduced that so they can let the family know or the kids know what happened in the house, but they could have done that in a different manner.
Yeah, I don't know. Neighbor kids.
But you know
Exactly.
what? You know what's interesting though? Like they didn't really know, but they knew that weird stuff was happening. And like they were still kind of scared beforehand, right? Like seeing some stuff here. And you had the girl talking to a dead girl. You had the oldest
Right.
boy. I guess he didn't really. I don't really remember too many scare scenes with him. But then you have the youngest boy who's like, trying to go take a piss, and he's like seeing stuff, hearing stuff, he's scared.
So I need to ask our resident expert about this. So
Okay.
one of the things that you notice about this, and it's a typical plot device, where when things so all these weird things are happening to the individual family members when they're isolated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have experiences and they see things and shit happens, and they don't ever say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in real life, is that true? Do people? Because
I
to
think
me, I'd
it
be,
does.
holy shit! You know what just happened?
Right? I would do
I
the same
think what
thing.
happens is in the beginning, like when things begin, like I think a lot of the time people question their own sanity. Like, is that really happening?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then like, I don't want to talk to anybody about that because they're not going to believe me. And
I'm
that
not,
does
I'm
happen.
not like that at all. I would, and I have been like, look, I don't know what this was, but let me tell you what I just saw. I have no explanation for it. I'm not making any claims. I don't know what it was, but I saw this. And I've done that plenty of times.
But see, I think I think with kids, I think they might be a little more vocal about it. And then the adults don't tend to believe them. Oh, it's just your imaginary friend or it's just your imagination. But I think adults kind of keep things to themselves. Even my mom does that sometimes to this day, even
Yeah.
like knowing like what I do. You know what I mean? Like something will happen in the house and she won't share it with me right away. Or
It's true that people do, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure SK and I could agree that if we saw something like that, I'd definitely be like, "Hey, honey, like, holy shit, these magnets just fucking moved on the fridge. I'm not
Right?
fucking insane. They just moved, you know."
yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
Or man, there's some weird shit going on in the basement. That's the other thing with this movie, man. This movie, if you want to angle it another way, it's Ryan Reynolds becoming a neckbeard basement dweller with murderous tendencies. You know,
Reverting to his original form.
right?
But that is the original movie too. I mean, I guess the demon was drawing them to the basement. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. That's kind of where the demon resided. So
Also, the demon's a neckbeard too, a basement dwelling neckbeard. Come down to the basement.
Well, he did build it.
Want some Cheeto dust? I mean, what's going on? funny. That huge compartment or the walled off area, walled off section of the house. That was a what? That was oh, so there's a bunch of torture stuff going down here, but you see the tortured Native Americans, but then they're gone, and then what? That part was a
yeah. I don't remember that from the original film, so I don't know what the significance is. Maybe they just added that to make that movie different.
And you know what else is weird about this story? Nobody ever goes to a job.
Oh,
yes.
I even wrote that as a note to remember. Thank you, SK. Oh, but
like, don't you work?
The weakness of the plot.
Don't go to school.
Oh, the kids don't go. Okay. Wait. Let me get this straight.
It's not summertime, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait, how do we know that for sure?
Because the priest was burning leaves.
Okay.
And I don't mean he wasn't smoking a joint. He raked up a pile of leaves and was burning them. So that's autumn, right?
So the kids would definitely be in school then, because Halloween is not a week off. It's not even a day off, right? You still go to school on Halloween. Yeah. Well, I don't. Maybe it was Thanksgiving, but they weren't having
over 28 days. It was over 28 days, so that doesn't make sense.
They weren't having Thanksgiving dinner. But yeah, for 28 days, for 28 days, you don't get any mention about a school or a job. Apparently the dad has a job.
Holiday.
The stepdad has a job, but he doesn't ever go to work. Instead, he goes to the basement. That is his office. But isn't he a carpenter? What does he need an office for?
Some kind of construction guy.
What the fuck does he need an office for?
He has a construction company.
Right.
And why she had numerous opportunities to take those kids and leave.
Right.
As many times as she left that fucking house to go to the library or see the priest or whatever it was.
But she didn't get the idea until the man told her. It's the priest, the father who ran away like a chicken shit. The father
and that pissed me off too. That scene was fucking ridiculous.
If that father went to a bar and the priest from The Exorcist were there, he would not be allowed to have a drink at their table, at their bar at all. That little piece of shit ran away at like the first sign of something crazy going on, right?
Flies, bugs. He ran away because of bugs.
Yeah.
Well, fly infestation is really a sign of demonic presence, but the scene was just like way overdone and.
Oh, he even had the demon voice. Get out.
Open the fucking door for him. It's time to go.
Yeah.
This way, please.
And the demon was like,
he couldn't roll his fucking window down and say, this place is too fucking crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. That's one of those scenes where if you changed the backing soundtrack, it could have been a comedy. You know? It was like, what the fuck is this?
Again, the priest serves zero purpose in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He does not advance the story at all.
Not at all. It doesn't help. Doesn't do anything. The only thing he does is offer information to the mom, which is the information she already had in the beginning. They already knew that the house was had a murder there. They already knew that. What finding out but the murder was done by the brother, and he was living in the basement. Man, there's so many signs that the mom just completely missed. Is she unaware that Ryan Reynolds' eyes are turning red when he's in the house and then are perfectly fine when he's away? Does she not see him in his eyes? Does she not look at him? Come on.
And when the fuck did he build the caskets?
Oh, That's a good point.
Just poof, there they are. 6 of them. Nobody noticed. Nobody heard anything. He never lifted a tool except for a sledgehammer and an axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yet there's these crafted, handmade pine boxes.
With their names. With their names on
them, individually sized.
This movie, man, this is like it is like a theme park ride. That's what this movie is. It is a theme park ride.
It doesn't have to make sense. It'll be scary.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
They just, especially if you compare it, which I don't really remember the original, so I really can't compare it, but I'm just saying, it's like, you know what this story is going to be. You know what the plot's going to be. You know how it's going to go. you know what sort of scares are going to happen, kind of, sort of. But it's like, oh, we're going to change it up a little bit this time. Let's slap some new paint on it, change the aesthetics, change the way things look, but not change anything really about it. It's going to be the same stuff. But except for the end, man. The end could have been a hell of a lot better. Way much better. Like, if this was a theme park ride, it looked like it was going to go take a loop and do a sharp dive. But instead, the cart just backed up and just safely docked in the house. Why? At the very end, where it looked like he was going to kill the mom and do something crazy and end on a bad note. No.
Yeah.
We're just going to play that back, retcon that in the same movie, and just have them all safely get away. Because that's how it actually happened. Which,
and why the hell did they have to take the boat?
Right?
They had a perfectly functional, suburban. It's just yards away from where they were standing. It's like the goddamn, Geico commercial that makes fun of horror movies. Let's just take the car. No, let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Right? Oh, you're right, because nothing happened with the car. Like,
there's nothing wrong with the car. It was
at least in the evil.
But no, we have to take the boat.
You know what? If you're gonna limit their options, at least do it right. At least show why. Like an Evil Dead. That's a good example. His options of escape were shown. Were extremely limited because you saw the only way in went out. You know that's a trope. Okay, but at least you know that you can't escape. Okay, so that's why he's not using his car anymore, because you just can't get out that way. Okay, all right.
I mean, if you want to do, you're dealing with, apparently demons who can interact with the physical world. So throw a fucking tree on top of the car. Done. You can't take it now.
Right. Which
I mean, it makes as much sense as anything.
Which I think we need to ask Tammy G something here too.
Just make it blow up just go up in flames for, just because.
So Tammy, being our paranormal expert on this show, you may not be, you say you're not a paranormal expert, but you are on this show with us, right?
It's a relative scale.
Okay, so the demon in the house. Let me get this right. According to this movie, was a man. I know he tortured a lot of Native Americans, whatever, but it was a man who killed himself so that his spirit would haunt the house forever. Does that make a demon?
No, because a demon is an inhuman spirit. Demons are never human, never took human form. So that doesn't fucking make sense. But does the movie say that it's a demon? Not really. But the fly infestation would signify demon. So there's a lot of fucked up things in the movie that don't make sense.
Yeah. Right. So
it doesn't add up. Because if it was a human, if the guy that was killing, obviously, apparently, the guy was human. Mm-hmm. No. A bad person that dies or kills himself doesn't turn into a demon.
And ghosts can't possess people. Is that true? They can't possess other people's bodies. Is that a true statement? Only like demons can?
That's
as far
a
as
hard
you.
One. I mean,
okay. Like nobody's going around saying, "Oh, Jesse James has possessed my body."
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard one that I can't comment on either way, honestly.
Okay.
Well, in this film, did the ghost of what was he, like a priest or something? It was so. Anyway, the ghost of the guy who killed himself. Was he haunting Ryan Reynolds? I thought the house was just sort of, or the basement was just giving him ideas like, "Go kill him, go do this." It was crazy.
That boy was an entity.
Yeah, it was an entity, but I don't know if the entity was possessing him or the entity was like controlling him.
No, he was possessed.
He was possessed. Okay.
Yes, he was possessed.
Oh, so is there a concept that demons can't like go over water or some shit like that? Like they couldn't chase them over water? I mean, it sounds ridiculous just saying it.
No, but so okay, here's the thing. Sometimes it's the house or the land, that is possessed by something, and sometimes it's the person. So, like, it could be, in this case, the house was evil. The house was possessed. So, like, say you're in a home that is, the house itself is possessed by something. So you're in the home, it affects you in the home. But when you leave the home, it's not affecting you anymore. So there's different stages of possession. So there's manifestation, infestation. That's basically where they were kind of at with that movie. I would say they're between that and the oppression. I don't think he was ever like fully possessed, because once that happens, it's in him. So if it was in him at that point, if he left the house, it wouldn't matter.
Hey, Tammy.
So
did you notice? Yeah. Did you notice that the more possessed, or the more, the more on a level scale, I guess, but the more possessed-ish he got, the more clothes he put on. Like in the beginning, he was all shirtless throughout the house, practically. It didn't. As soon as he started becoming more evil, he put on a shirt, not just any shirt, but it was like a black shirt. Oh shit, it's a black shirt. Okay, or kind of darker, than full black. It was like just giving it away.
Well, because he was like being affected physically by this thing, so he was feeling sick. He was himself. He was, coming down with like it looked.
He had like cold sweats and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cold sweat. I thought it was the ladies don't get to see this anymore. The good part of Ryan Reynolds is going away. Now it's just...
See, I totally would have expected it to go the other direction.
Yeah.
Like the more possessed he got, the more he'd tear his shirt off and shit.
But it's not a werewolf film. It's not a werewolf film, you know?
Now, if he would have ended up naked, that would have been even better.
Oh, yeah. Then I'll still be complaining, how come the mom didn't get naked? She got nude before. Dark City. 1998. She got nude before. So I don't know what... Oh.
But was this an R-rated movie?
It was R-rated. It was R-rated. They could have.
It was.
And you know what? They actually had a perfectly good ass shot of her. They had a sex scene. Very hot sex. Kind of hot, you know?
Could have been a stunt ass.
It looks like hers. It looks like... It could... You know what? I don't... Well... I don't know 100%. It could be a stunt ass, which that would mean either... They couldn't pay enough for her, or she just refused, which is like, that happens too. Okay.
What if she did a tit shot in another movie? Why wouldn't she do a tit shot in this one?
Right? That's the thing that happened.
Well, it was.
But I think also the type of film it is, it doesn't need it. Like, the more possession type horror films, you don't get the nudity. That's not what the movie's about.
It's a horror film, and they had a sex scene with her and Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, the horror movies that you get tits and ass are more slasher type horrors, not
this
psychological.
This movie could definitely use it though. It would help. It would have helped.
I don't think it's necessary.
It would have helped. You got Ryan Reynolds abs. It definitely would have helped.
Neither Ryan Reynolds abs.
Ryan Reynolds abs. Let's think about all the other horror movies where you guys get all the tits and ass and we don't get shit.
Hey.
We didn't make those movies either.
Yeah, let's make more balance. Put Ryan Reynolds abs in every horror movie. Okay, there you go. As long as we still get the tits, you can get Ryan Reynolds abs all you want.
Yeah, but I don't watch movies for that anyway. I'm not a guy. Well. So
it's like it helps pass the scene. Which, by the way, that sex scene. Why was the dead girl hanging behind the mom? That made no sense. If the girl died, and that's something I want to look. Oh, I didn't save that one because I thought it might be too raunchy for YouTube, but because it looked pretty legit. If the dead girl was hanging behind the mom during while Ryan Reynolds is banging the mom, and he just freaks out. That doesn't make any sense because the girl died in the closet. Right? The girl died in the closet. It doesn't matter
just because she died in the closet doesn't mean she can't manifest throughout the house.
But as if she was hung. That doesn't make any sense. Like, does rope have a spirit? Like, how does that work? Help me out there.
And she wasn't hung.
Yeah, she was shot.
Well, I don't know. It was just a scare scene. It was for him to see something.
It was a bullshit scare scene. Just to interrupt the.
Unless the little girl was literally just trying to freak him out any way she could.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah. Well.
I don't think that's a huge.
I think it's a plot hole. Well,
Oh, you're just mad because you saw a dead girl hanging and you didn't see the bitch's tits. That's the only thing that's got you upset.
Not a fair trade-off.
It's not a fair trade-off. And it was kind of like, wait, that girl died in the closet. I will say the scene where she had a bullet in her head and she got the babysitter's finger and put it in her hole. That was cool. That was a cool fucking scene right there.
Yeah.
That was a good part of the movie. But
so watch that scene.
Watch that scene.
Because that's the only good part of the whole movie.
Not the only. There's that scene.
And then, like, that's really the only spirit that was seen, right? Maybe a boy?
A boy once or twice, I think.
There were 6 people murdered.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Yeah, continue. Because I think we add to it. But continue. Sorry.
Well, I didn't show more of the family. Like,
right.
Right.
Why was it only the 2 children manifesting and not everybody else?
Right. And
they never got together for a group picture or anything.
Mm-hmm. And did you notice the creepy face thing in the mirror when the boy was taking a piss? Which, by the way, that was cool. They included the shake during the piss. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This little things that matter to make it real. Okay. But the creepy face in the image or in the mirror is the same creepy face down in the torture basement with all the Native Americans. So it's like, wait, what? That wasn't even part of the family. That was like one of the Native Americans that was tortured or whatever.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, why wasn't there more on that? If that was the storyline that they were going with for this movie, because I don't believe that was in the original. There was nothing more about that. Like, why didn't we see more of this guy who killed himself? Like, yeah.
So
it was a very
right. So I know what you're getting at. I'm trying to put it in other words, and which is like, so something haunted the original family, at least the one member, to go and kill everybody. So why isn't that original haunting entity the one that's haunting the new family?
Right.
Right.
Why is it the victims that are haunting the new family? What is this a pyramid scheme haunting? If you kill 5 people and get 5 of your friends to kill 5 people, then pretty soon you'll be a regional manager.
That's
good. That's
now
good.
Here's the flip side to that. So if this thing was demonic, which it doesn't add up because supposedly the main reason for all of this was a man who killed himself, but demons can portray themselves as anything they want. So it can manifest as the dead little girl.
The dead little girl could have been a demon?
It could have been, yes.
What? They cheat and lie? Demons are not always...
No way.
Well, save that. Actually, on that note. Okay, if the dead little girl is a demon, with that logic, I could see that because it did convince the living little girl to go on the roof in like less than 5 minutes, less than a minute. She's away from the scene for like less than a minute, and next thing you know, she's on the roof. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, those are the problems with the movie because you're a little girl, you got murdered. That's terrible. But a little girl that got murdered isn't going to persuade a living child to go and fucking basically jump off the top of the house.
Mm-hmm. Now, if the dead little girl was a demon, at the end when you see her at the house, it looks like she's trying to smile, as if she's like, is she kind of glad that the family survived and made it out, or is she like? I'm confused.
See, that's the confusing part. And then she's like taken from underneath the ground and pulled down. So
is that a demon or is that like a spirit being? I don't know what that is.
Unless the spirit.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think the writers and directors and producers had no fucking idea what the rules were.
Right.
The internal rules of the story.
Script. They didn't do any fucking research at all.
No.
At all.
No. Here's what they did. They went, oh shit, nobody's done Amityville in 20 years. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
Let's get a script in 60 days. Let's go.
Yeah, and that was done by Scott Causer, which I don't know too much of his stuff. Oh, but he apparently went off to do other things that were memorable. So I guess he got better
Like
over
what?
time. Let's see. He did the Haunting of Hill House, the series on Netflix.
Okay, that was a really good show.
Yeah. But it's not just a writer; it's a combination to help make it, help sell it. Like, let's just take the ending scene, for example, of this film, of Amityville Horror, 2005. So they escape on the boat. Let's just go with the boat. Okay. Ryan Reynolds' last words were, "What? Don't look at the house." Like, don't look at the house. Like, okay, so after he's tried to kill his family and they knock him out
multiple times.
He wakes
Multiple
up
times.
multiple times.
He's trying to, yeah.
He wakes up, and the line he's supposed to say is, "Don't look at the house." Now, I think we said in the before we went live that a good actor can make a bad script work. I'm trying to think, how would a good actor make that script work? And I think what we need, definitely more emotion, better way to say it. You'd be like, this line's kind of stupid, guys.
But I think that whole point is to recognize that it was the house that was making him that way.
Which we all knew at that point. But it was like, I mean, I agree with you that his acting was bad, but I'm trying to think, like, how could he have sold it better? To be more, have some remorse about what he's just done, right?
So
He kind of shaken up.
He may not have had any memory of it.
I know what the ending is of the movie. Did he like hug them or like
Nope.
embrace them?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Okay, see, that could have made the scene better.
He's just laying on the seat of the boat, kind of groggy.
Needs a beer in his hand,
He does that.
He's got his axe.
It's whiskey.
No, holding one of the caskets. No, I don't know. I mean,
There's no, that line cannot be delivered well.
Yeah. That whole ending
but
is...
that line wasn't the only problem with the movie. So
No,
I mean,
No, but it was kind of the, pardon the pun, nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it was.
Well, like I said, the person who did this movie was very lazy with it.
I think the better ending would have been he just killed the family. Just in on a bad note. Just in on a bad note. Like, just do that.
No, that's not how the real story goes anyway.
Well, the real story is fake anyway. Just
it's not fake. It happened.
Well, no, we're talking about the people who lived in the house that claimed that it happened. That's fake, and that's what it's based off of.
Well, we don't have definite proof that was fake either.
That's pretty fake.
Well, it kind of in the sense that people have been living there ever since and don't have any problems.
No, that house is for sale. That's not true.
But it's been occupied many times.
And you have one of the kids who came out saying that shit didn't happen. He grew up in the house like, we played around with the Ouija board. I saw like, a shadow person and someone approached me, but that stuff didn't happen. But yeah, okay. So maybe if it was real just a little bit, seeing some shadows on the wall.
And honest to God, they couldn't come up with anything better than Indian Burial Ground.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were completely fucking lazy with it. Like, this isn't fucking the Poltergeist. I mean, like, let's be original here.
Oh, that's right. Ask Garden about it. Ray Garden. He wrote the book on it. What he helped? I don't know about the book, but he helped write a book about the events that happened at Amityville Horror. I had the pleasure of working with the family that was there. He had a lot to say because they tried to tell him what to write in certain ways.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, we did that show like 2 years ago, so it's kind of hard to remember the fine details of it. But yeah, it was a while back. Yeah.
We had a guest on for Amityville, a detective guy.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, I don't remember the name. I wonder if I can find. It doesn't really matter. It's not relevant to the movie.
No, it's not because that part, the historical part, is true, but it's brushed off. Like you hear about it in the beginning of the film, or they show it to you, but then it's like, all right, we're moving on to the ride, guys. You ready? Here we go.
Now, see, if you wanted to build some tension on this shit, have the real estate agent not disclose it up front like she's supposed to.
Right.
And so they start having weird shit happen, and they don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And then make them work to get that information.
Right.
And that's part of the thing is nobody really has to do much. There's no real struggle. Shit happens, and they try and deal with it in the moment, but they have no real objective. They're not striving for anything.
Right.
And so they might be in peril, from time to time, but they don't have an objective. They don't have a goal. They're not trying to. It's not like they're trying to leave and they can't, or they're trying to, exorcise the demons and it's not working, or there's no.
He did call the priest in, and he left.
Right. Well, so much for that idea.
A trail of piss behind him. But you're right.
Yeah, but there's no struggle towards an end, and therefore there can be no victory if you have no real contest.
Right.
And if the real estate agent didn't tell them about the murder, that would actually kind of give more weight to the other scenes where later on she went to the library to find out about the murder. It's like
exactly. It's like somebody already. What are you looking this shit up for? You already know what happened.
You should have looked it up.
Yeah,
then.
but they didn't know in detail what happened, though, right?
Which, by the way, I don't know how house hunting went back then, but they were like, "Oh, this house is great." Did they not? That woman saw the mold on the ceiling. She saw problems with the house. Did we like, can we talk about this house for a second? I know the price is like a steal, and even the husband was like, "Oh, this is too good to be true." Didn't talk about the mold. Did he not see the mold? Wait. Back in, what was this? When did he do this? 76?
70 something.
Did they not do home inspections back then? I guess not.
No, they really didn't.
So, all right.
77.
I guess that kills any sort of argument I would have about the home conditions, other than the mom just brushing off to the side.
Stop talking already.
No, but it's like the mom is an idiot. The mom is an idiot. She saw the mold. She didn't go, you know what? Let me get my husband to look at this. You see that? Like, you think this house is not good? Oh, no, let's get this house.
Yeah, but those things back then weren't like what they are now either. Mold back then, probably they didn't think it was such a health threat.
Oh, we'll take care of it. We'll fix it.
It's more of a stain thing.
Yeah.
The way it looks.
So.
Oh, there's a murder here. A murder here. Oh, just a murder? Okay, we're not going to look into that either. All right. People were more lax back then. Hell, in the 70s, they didn't even have car seats for kids. You know what?
No.
Yeah. People were much more careful back then.
That took place in 2019. It'd be a whole other fucking story.
Yeah.
Seatbelts were a thing, but they weren't required.
Yeah, so, okay. I can believe that part. Okay. That's good, I guess.
It was the olden days.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when they walked to school through the snow and. Yeah.
Well, hell, you don't even have to throw the snow in now. It's just walk to school was seen like some epic adventure today.
Right.
You what? Kids. You walked? How far was it? Oh my god.
So, would you watch this movie again? Would you recommend it?
No.
No, neither. No and no.
I wouldn't watch it again. I wouldn't recommend it. If I want to see Melissa's tits, I could go watch Dark City. Or just watch something else. Anyway.
You're like the biggest fucking creeper I know. Just saying.
No. That is not true. Whoa. You were wait. Let me get this straight. You were ogling over Ryan Reynolds' abs and his body, But I'll go
And
over
his tits, by the way.
his tits. So I'm like talking about her tits, which I'm denied, by the
You
way.
don't hear me talk about that in every episode.
Well, they don't have it in every episode.
And we did establish that you're the biggest perv too on this show too. I mean, come on.
In a different way, though.
Oh, in a different way. Okay. Tell me about how you're not a feminist now. I don't know. Kind of growing some.
Fuck you.
Is your hair blue today?
Shut up, Dick.
All right. All right. I think we'll end it here. All right. So, if you enjoyed this, press the like button, share, subscribe. You guys take it easy, and let us know what movie you would like us to review. I guess we take some requests, and we'll. Do you have an idea what will be the next movie?
I'm picking. You guys picked the last few.
Wait, I thought you picked. Wait, we picked this one. Oop.
Yeah.
I picked it, and I let you. Oh, okay. All right. Pick. I feel like you're getting lots of picks. All right, pick. What movie do you?
I
What movie?
picked what movie?
Okay. All right.
Two.
It seems like a lot, though.
Yeah,
Shut your mouth.
it does. I could have helped you with Amityville because if we did original, I don't know if you would have watched it. Every time we watch the old classic horror movies, it's like
No, I like that. I like that movie.
Okay.
Shut up.
All right. You guys take it easy. Have a good one.